Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going deep inside the world of zero torque balance putters. I'm going to be talking a lot about the L.A.B DF3, the PXG Allan, as well as the Evnroll Zero 5S. And I want to help to explain to you in very easy to understand language exactly what zero torque putters are designed to do, why they've become appealing to so many different golfers, and to help you decide whether you might be a candidate for a zero torque putter. Let's go. Okay, so let me start this video by explaining to you exactly what I mean by the word torque and how I'm going to use the word torque in this video. You see a classic heel-toe weighted blade putter like this one. If I let it go, the toe of the putter is going to hang below the level of the heel. This means that it has what is referred to as toe hang. Putters that are balanced like this and have this much toe hang are naturally going to want to open up on your backswing. As you take the club back away from the ball, their balance and their weighting is naturally going to want the head to swing to the open position. It's going to sort of exacerbate any arc that you have in your putting stroke. Then it's up to the player and the skill of the player to return the putter face back to the square position so you can get the ball rolling along your intended target line. But putters like this L.A.B DF3 are a totally different animal. If you spin them around, the toe of the putter doesn't necessarily go and hang anywhere. In fact, it's going to be pointing up in the air so that the face is going to be pointing down your target line. As you can see, this PXG Allan putter also is able to have what is referred to as toe up balance or face forward balance. And we're going to get the same type of toe up, face forward pointing balance in this Evnroll Z5S. The whole idea behind zero torque putters is that this balance is going to encourage the putter on your backswing to keep the face of the putter square to the arc of the stroke that you naturally are going to make. So if you have a pronounced arc stroke, the face of this putter will remain square to that arc. If your stroke is naturally going to be more straight back, straight through, the face of the putter is going to remain square to that arc. And that means it's going to be a lot easier to have a higher level consistency stroke. You're going to make contact with the ball with the face of your putter back in the same position you established in the address position. That gets the ball rolling along your intended target line a lot more often. So once again, so we're all completely on the same page here. All three of these putters are designed to either greatly reduce or completely eliminate torque on your backswing and to keep the face of the putter square to the arc that you're making during your putting stroke. Okay, so let me explain it to you another way. Imagine I want to hit a putt that's going to go directly along this line that I've made with these two alignment sticks. Now, because of the balance of this putter, when I make my backswing, that toe is going to want to fly open just a little bit. It's something that's been happening throughout history. And when I make my forward swing, it's up to me to return that putter back to the square position before I release the putter head on the follow through and let that toe sort of swing forward. But that toe hang and the way that this putter is balanced is going to encourage that toe to open up, for the face in this case to point more to the right. Through repetition and through a lot of experience, players can become very effective putters doing this. But the more face rotation you're going to have, the more torque that is going to be in your putting stroke, the greater the chance for a little bit of inconsistency to slip in. Now, what L.A.B is talking about, and PXG and Evnroll with their zero torque putters, what they're talking about is when you make the backswing of your putt, the face is going to remain square to the arc of the stroke that you're making. It is not balanced in such a way where it naturally wants to open up or to close. It wants to remain square to the arc of your stroke. So as you make your backswing, it is square. When you make your forward swing and come back into the ball, it's going to remain square. When you follow through, it wants to remain square to that arc, not square to this line the whole time, square to the arc of the stroke that you're making. And that's what is going to, according to these companies, help you to get a lot more consistency. You're going to be able to bring the face back to the ball and put it back in the position that you established at address a lot more easily. Well, all of that really sounds great. And after all, who wouldn't want a club that's going to help them be more consistent? Who wouldn't want a putter that's going to help them make a more consistent putting stroke? Well, it's not quite that simple. You see, for years, golfers, especially the most elite players, have been very finicky about the way that their clubs looked, basically through the bag. They're all for adding technology, they're all for getting game-enhancing kind of features designed in there, but don't make the clubs look too radical. Make the clubs look like the stuff that we love to look down at, especially when it comes to putters. Now, there have been a few designs that have broken through, but you're talking about a big difference between a classic heel-toe weighted blade and something like a DF3. Another shortcoming for zero torque putters in the eyes of some people will be the amount of onset or forward press that is going to be created in the address position. All of these putters are basically going to have some level of forward press. Some will have more, some will have less. But one of the keys to making a zero torque putter work is getting the hitting surface, the face, to be much more forward than it would be traditionally. And for some players, that just looks weird. And the final challenge, I think, for greater adoption when it comes to zero torque putters is going to be the price. All three of these putters are going to go for somewhere around $450. That's a pretty major league investment to be making in a brand new style of putting. You're going to want to make sure if you invest in one of these, whether it's a L.A.B DF3, a PXG Allan, going into the Zero series from Evnroll, any of these putters, you're going to want to make sure that you're getting custom fit and you're walking out with a club that you really like and that you really wholeheartedly believe in. No one wants to put a $450 putter into the closet because after, 2 or 3 rounds, you're all of a sudden dissatisfied with this. I think it is critical that you get custom fit and properly fit for these putters to make sure that they are going to be something that you're going to feel is a worthwhile investment, hopefully for years to come. Now, as someone who's been using a heel-toe weighted blade putter for a long time, I can tell you that looking down at all of these putters, it is a pretty jarring thing. But I'll tell you what, you can see the ball much more clearly than you can with a putter that has offset. So the onset right away makes that a little bit easier to handle. Consistency, you say, huh? Okay. I'm open to consistency. Yeah, consistency. Now, it's not as if we've never seen toe-up balance putters before. Those have been around for a little while. But what I think is happening is that as more and more players are opening up their mind and being willing to look at different shapes and non-traditional putters as alternatives, basically looking at it as like, this is some type of a tool that's going to help me get the ball into the hole. And if the tool simply works better, I'm willing to get past whatever looks and whatever inhibitions I might have about what belongs in my bag. By getting that type of a mindset, starting certainly at the PGA Tour level and at the elite player level, and then working its way into recreational golf, then more and more players are going to be open to something that is like these putters. They'll start to learn to love the look of a putter if it actually performs well and does what it's touted to do, which it would seem that these often do. Look, zero torque balance putters are not going to be for everybody. Some people may just not be able to get over the looks. They may not have the money to be able to drop $450 on a putter. And none of these putters are going to work perfectly for everybody. I think we can all agree that there's no putter out there, if you put it in your hands, that's going to overnight transform you from a lousy putter into Ben Crenshaw. However, if zero torque balance putters are able to help more and more players bring the putter face back to the position that they established at address, to help them keep it square throughout the course of their stroke and increase their putting consistency, then what's going to end up happening is that putting for more and more players becomes a matter of gauging break and speed. Those are the 3 elements that are going to put the ball in the hole when you're on the greens. You've got to be able to gauge the break, gauge the speed that you need, and then be able to apply a good stroke. And if these putters can increase players' confidence and help them genuinely return the face square, just like they set it up in the address position so they can make that good stroke, then putting can become something that's a lot less intimidating and maybe a lot more fun for players. Hopefully that answers a lot of your questions about zero torque putters and helps you to better understand exactly how they work and what they're intended to do. If I didn't answer a question that you have, however, please feel free to drop it in the comment area below. I do try and monitor my comments as much as I possibly can and answer your questions. Or if you have any questions at all with regard to putters in general, you can ask me those as well. It would also be great if you did get some good information out of this, if you would smash that like button as well as subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. Thanks a lot, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.